last year doing their thing, running 100 metres and all that sort of stuff. And the American man here was incredibly fast. Really incredibly fast.
It's quite close, isn't it?
Harry continue to take Australia by storm. Literally. Massive thunderstorms rolling through Sydney today, causing chaos at the opening ceremony of the Invictus Games.
The runaway Duchess seems ready to make a comeback, but as many expected, the welcome mat is nowhere in sight. Since Meghan and Harry stepped away from royal life in 2020, citing claims of racism, betrayal, and the relentless British media, their return to the palace has been met with skepticism.
Unafraid to show emotion and to talk about it. Day 4 of their Aussie tour, and Meghan and Harry hitting some of the country's most famous landmarks. First up, Surf's Up, a royal wave for Bondi.
And honestly, not many are eager to see her back. On day 4 of their Australian tour, Meghan and Harry visited some of the country's most iconic landmarks, starting with Bondi Beach, where they shared smiles, waves, and plenty of public attention. In just a few short years, the couple has managed to turn centuries of royal tradition into a whirlwind of scandal and...
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle racking up loads of fans at every stop on their tour of Australia.
And now they're coming full circle as they open the Invictus Games. 1 year ago, they made their debut, remember, as a couple?
Was it just that
short? At the
wow.
Games in Toronto.
Controversy. What should have been a historic start to a new chapter in the monarchy, a simple, dignified ceremony celebrating two people coming together, has instead become a saga of public feuds, debates, and endless headlines. Throughout their tour, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continued to draw crowds and media attention wherever they went. Now, they're coming full circle with the Invictus Games, an event Harry founded to honor wounded servicemen, women, and veterans. It's hard to believe it's already been a year since their debut appearance, when they used social media to announce their decision to step...
Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle. Now, we haven't seen Meghan for many, many months. She hasn't been out in public. She did do a huge PR blitz last year.
Decision to step back from royal duties, a choice the palace framed as controversial, though the couple insisted it was necessary. Even then, while they lost their roles as working royals, they were allowed to keep their titles, Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
But it's also moving on from the negativity that has really blighted the last 3.5 years of their life ever since they left the royal family. And also it's to move on from the negativity that they have produced themselves over the last year. So this is a change in policy.
Looking back, some argue that might have been a mistake. Since the infamous Megxit, the once prestigious titles have been treated more like a marketing tool than a symbol
Not if Prince William has
Meghan,
anything to say about it.
in particular, has remained largely out of the public eye for months, aside from a brief PR blitz last year. Yet wherever she appears, headlines follow, and controversy seems inevitable. More often than not, the couple's actions overshadow the monarchy's work, drawing attention.
This new brand, this fun, this light, this happy Meghan, hand in hand with her loving husband, at a cause that everybody, obviously, particularly the Invictus Games with all the wounded soldiers, this is a cause that many people will have sympathy for. So putting her here front and centre,
away from service and tradition, despite their repeated claims of wanting to step back from royal life. The truth, insiders say, is a bit more complicated. Meghan and Harry seem determined to distance themselves from royal responsibilities while still enjoying the perks and influence that come with their titles. According to sources, Prince William has little patience for this approach, and now Meghan appears to be on a mission to assert her presence, especially at events like the Invictus Games.
No negativity, then it really does help her brand as they move her forwards to relaunch her at the end of the year. This is the most engaged that I've seen Prince Harry for many years.
A cause Harry has championed for years. This is the new Meghan, say onlookers. Lighter, fun, more relaxed, always hand in hand with her devoted husband, and front and center at charitable causes that naturally draw public sympathy. In the past, Meghan's appearances at these games...
It may be because Meghan's with him, but it also may be because he enjoys these kind of events. We've had Grumpy Harry for so many years, okay? We've had Grumpy, Whingy, Moany Harry. Now we have...
Focused on honoring veterans and supporting her husband's vision. But insiders suggest she has spent months orchestrating media appearances, high-profile engagements, and heartfelt speeches, sometimes for optics rather than impact. Her dedication, or at least her public presentation, has raised eyebrows. For someone who once skipped Remembrance Day poppies,
the fact that the crowds are there and that the cameras are on them. This is a new version of Harry and Meghan, definitely a new version of Meghan, far more relaxed. One of the interesting elements out here is the information that's provided about the Duchess. Now,
to attend parties, her sudden immersion in charitable events feels carefully choreographed. It's polished, attention-grabbing, and undeniably good for branding. But critics argue it's often more performance than genuine care. The Invictus Games, designed to celebrate resilience, teamwork, and healing, have increasingly become a stage.
William and Kate out there yomping through the woods in their tweeds, sort of rubbing sticks to make fire and everything. So a really acute difference. We've all seen it before though, so it's not a new point.
For Sussex theatrics. Every appearance by Meghan is dissected. The outfits, the smiles, the gestures, all overshadowing the very people the games were meant to honor. Even Harry, who created the event to spotlight veterans, sometimes seems caught in the middle. His personal project is now entwined with media spectacles and PR-driven moments that he...
True Patriot Love National Tribute Dinner, raising money for programs to support veterans and their families.
In other words,
can't fully control. Recent palace whispers suggest that senior royals, including King Charles and Prince William, are quietly pushing back. Meghan's presence at key events is reportedly discouraged, not just because of the media circus she generates, but also because veteran groups and palace officials worry she shifts attention away from the purpose of these events. One source claims, whenever Meghan is involved, the focus turns to her rather than the heroes the games were created to honor. Meanwhile, Harry's own trips, such as a recent visit to Canada for the True Patriot Love National Tribute Dinner, have triggered confusion and tension. Scheduled suspiciously at the same time William was in Brazil, the event raised eyebrows and fueled rumors of competitive scheduling. Team Sussex insisted the trip was planned long ago, attributing delays to security and charity protocols. But palace insiders say no one was informed, leaving royal aides blindsided. Despite all the drama, Harry continues his dedication to veterans, visiting army and...
We've worked with the Duke on numbers of times before, and it's always a thrill to have him back here.
Prince Harry, who is a veteran himself, has worked closely with the foundation, helping bring the Invictus Games to Canada and continuing his mission to support those who serve long after the uniform comes off.
The last couple of days we've seen his connection to the community. Yesterday,
naval reserves, speaking at dinners, and maintaining his involvement with the Invictus Games. Yet the ever-present media and Meghan's high-profile engagements make it increasingly difficult for him to reclaim the spotlight for its original purpose: service, legacy, and meaningful support for those who have served. Critics argue that Meghan's approach often comes off as performative. From her meticulously curated appearances to alleged plans for a Netflix documentary that portrays her as both victim and hero, there's a growing perception that her...
To visit both some of the Army Reserve and the Naval Reserve, and he spent time talking to them and understanding some of the tours that they've made in the past.
Tonight's event drew dignitaries, business leaders, and military representatives from across the country.
Focus is on optics, not outcomes. Many veterans reportedly see through it, claiming her care feels staged and self-serving. This dynamic has created tension within the royal family and between the couple themselves. While Harry seeks legitimacy and a lasting impact through projects like the Invictus Games, Meghan appears focused on visibility, influence, and media relevance. Palace insiders suggest the couple's ambitions clash with institutional priorities, leaving Harry caught between loyalty to the crown and supporting his wife's high-profile endeavors. Over the years, Harry's initial vision of the Invictus Games as a personal mission celebrating resilience and healing has been increasingly overshadowed by Sussex branding. Fashion moments, speech highlights, and media coverage of Meghan now frequently dominate headlines, drawing attention away from the athletes and their achievements. Now, with the palace quietly enforcing boundaries, the narrative is shifting. William and Charles aren't publicly confronting Harry and Meghan. They're simply creating distance, letting time and silence reduce the couple's influence. Invitations to royal-adjacent events are becoming scarce, and opportunities to dominate headlines are slipping away. The Sussex brand, once omnipresent, is facing natural limits. Harry's recent scheduling conflicts with William, ongoing palace strategy, and Meghan's relentless pursuit of visibility highlight a growing divide. William represents stability, duty, and the future of the monarchy, while Harry embodies unpredictability, spectacle, and media drama. The contrast is no longer tolerable. William, sources say, has reached his limit. No more surprises, no more unsanctioned appearances, and no more PR stunts that risk tarnishing the crown. In the end, this isn't just about a game, a documentary, or denied invitations. It's about two very different paths. One seeking peace, privacy, and purpose, the other chasing relevance, attention, and influence in the very institution they left behind. As the palace closes ranks, Harry's world contracts, William's authority grows, and the Sussex era of influence slowly fades. No matter how much Meghan pushes to reclaim her place, the monarchy has made its stance clear. Their invitations are dwindling, their grip on the narrative loosening, and their era in the royal spotlight is coming to an unmistakable end.